Yeah. I would say that one of the problems that we have in many of our societies is what we call blind obedience to authority. So it starts straight from the family where everybody does what the father, who is the figure of authority, says. You know, when you ask your father, why are we doing this? He said, because I said so, and because I'm the boss here. And then it goes not only from the father, but it also goes in our leadership. So at the school level, we have what Paulo Freire calls the banking model of education, where the teacher is the master. I mean, in many of our society, we call it the teacher master, and it has implications. It means that whatever the teacher says, that's exactly the truth, and we have to abide by what we go over. And then from the school, and we also have government level. And one of the things that has happened is that you will hear people say that in our cultures, you obey authority, you do what they tell you. But in a case like Rwanda, the problem that we had in Rwanda, when you ask a lot of perpetrators of the genocide, they would say the reason to why they did certain things is because they were told by people in authority to do it. So I think authority is important, otherwise societies don't work. But the extreme form that we have in our societies, which is extreme obedience to authority, is dangerous. And I'll give you one example to show why I think the work that we do is important. I once had a father come to me and he said, yesterday I told my daughter to do something and I told her, do it. And then she asked me why. And I said, just because I said so. And then the daughter said, well, I disagree for the following 4 reasons. And the daughter went on and gave 4 really well articulated reasons to why she thinks that's not what needs to be done. And then the father came and he said, I was puzzled because I honestly feel like she gave really well-reasoned arguments to why we should not do what I asked her to do. But she did it in such a well-articulated manner, and I agreed with her. But he said, of course, as a father, I still had to say, because I said so. But he says that that even though he might not like the idea of her disagreeing with him, but he would want the daughter to be able to disagree with anyone in authority, because that basically puts her in a better position. And for me, I think that's what we need to be able to do. We need to be able to create a society where we can disagree peacefully, but we have to disagree and we have to find alternatives. And for us to stop demonizing, or for us to stop making anyone who disagrees with a person in authority as being rebellious, but then also understanding, the problems that Africans deal on the continent is the same thing that African Americans deal with in their culture. This idea that if a child is well-read and if they're really, well articulated, then they're acting white, right? So that, again, is a problem of culture, and the culture that we're brought up in, that makes us think that a kid who can express themselves is just being stubborn and disobedient and they don't know how to act. And then a kid who reads and who's informed and who give really informed ideas, that they're acting white. So us being able to change that mentality, then we'll unlock the future. And for me, just like Dima has said, I think that the next frontier is not, it's not going to be industries and all. It's on here. If we're able to decolonize the mind of our people, then we'll be able to achieve fantastic things.